Hello everybody, welcome back to Tone's the Breakdown. I'm Tone, and you know what time it is. Time for 50 push-ups against the mask mandate nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa. Still feeling it from yesterday, guys. Whoa. Boy, oh boy. 15 down. Okay, so today I want to keep this video fairly short, just enough time to do the push-ups and give you an update. Today's day number 2. Having not left home. It's interesting what we hear on the news today. They say there's only 300 new cases. I suspected that they'd probably do this for a little while just to, I guess, make people feel that wearing masks is going to help. Of course, mask wearing wouldn't have had any impact on that yet, but just the lower number that we're seeing shows that either it was going to happen without the masks being mandated, or they're just wanting to have those numbers show that it is doing something. I want to point out in my from my first video, or the day before the mandate came into play, I said that I understood Woolworths were going to not expect customers to wear masks. I thought perhaps Coles might follow suit if Woolworths, had the goal to keep that in place. They haven't. I've done my little bit of research, found out that they've actually backpedaled on that, and they're expecting all customers to wear masks. But you're still allowed to go for a run outside without wearing a mask. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. I'm interested to see what happens in the next few days, to see if these numbers continue to fall, or whether they continue to increase and we still get stage 4 lockdown, and whether or not we see an extension on this, or an expansion, I should say, on this to the whole state. Another point that you may already be aware of, but South Australia in particular are talking about hardening up, the restrictions between cross-border travel. I'm assuming that's also going to impact border communities. So keep an eye out for that. I'll keep doing these push-ups, keep this process moving along. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Oh. 5, 6. Oh, man. This is what happens when you do real push-ups. You don't punch out 25 in a row and just make it all good. Oh, man. All right, that's another 10. Yeah, so it's interesting. Already today, I've had I guess, a little bit of pressure to, oh, it's all right, just go out and wear a mask. You want to go out for a walk, go wear a mask. And that's exactly the way that it's going to be when the further controls come into play. Again, I'm making a stand to wake people up, if they will be woken up, to the fact that this is like a test run. The mandating of it is a test run. And that's what I'm standing against. As silly as it might sound to some people, I really couldn't give a stuff. The point is, if we don't acknowledge that too much of what's going on to do with this pandemic, some are calling it a scamdemic, but if we're not open to the idea that this is an infringement on our civil liberties, as some people like to put it, and doesn't sort of give us a bit of an insight into what is definitely coming, then, we're a bit naive if we're not seeing that. The very fact that if you're not available on the phone, they try to get a hold of you, they'll send around the police, knock at your door and say, hey, you didn't answer your phone after you had a positive test. And I mean, understandably, if you're not at home, you can be slapped with a fine. Okay, if they've got a positive test, sure. But the fact that they'll send police or they'll send law enforcement around to your door to knock on your door because you didn't answer your phone after the first or second try, what does that sound like? I mean, come on. It's a little look into what's coming. Let's do some more. Oh, man, that's only 30. Oh. Oh, going to the knees only to get 35 so far. Boy. Look, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't just watch the news and go, oh no, a lot of other cases. And come on, we've got to be looking at it for what it is. I hope that if you are choosing to wear a mask, it's not to avoid a fine, but it is to make yourself feel safer or to help others feel safer. I hope that's the reason you're wearing one. Not to comply, not to avoid a fine, because you're choosing to. Yeah, look, this stuff about the army being involved and all those sorts of things. Oh, come on, it's got to be obvious. Surely other people are seeing it. Look, I'm going through and doing these push-ups, causing myself a little bit of discomfort because, boy, I can tell you I can feel them from yesterday. And my legs are feeling that run that I did a few days ago, thinking that it's possible that I might be able to do a dash to the supermarket and be able to be inside the supermarket without a mask on. Of course, that loophole's been closed already. But the discomfort that I'm feeling from this is this much of the discomfort and the annoyance that I'm feeling about how easily people are being manipulated and their thinking is being manipulated by how all of this stuff to do with the virus is being talked about. I'm hoping that people wake up to how this is another step in what's already happening in terms of controlling us. We're being controlled financially. That's the debt system. We're being controlled in many other ways. And this is just another step. So I've done 35, 15 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 15 to finish off with. So that's 50 push-ups. The main thing that I'd like to leave with you today is to keep your mind open and filter all of what you're getting, whether it's from me, or whether it's from the news, or what you're watching on YouTube, in other places. But do your research, look at real numbers, question the numbers that you're finding, and above all, use your discernment to realize that there's so much more to all of this than what they'd like you to know, what they'd like you to be thinking. Thank you once again for joining me on the breakdown. I'm Tone. I really do appreciate your continued support. Share the video. Yeah, look, perhaps I'll throw this out there because I'm going to be doing dailies. So if you've got a question or you've got a topic that you'd like me to give an opinion on, I'll do my best to answer them or to touch on them. I'll be very interested to see what this next few days look like news-wise, what they want to tell us, what they want us to believe. And I'll certainly give you my take on that as well. I hope that my arms aren't as sore tomorrow and get used to this new regimen that I'm following. And depending on how long this lasts for, I expect that there'll be some result from the pain. And I'm hoping that by sharing this video out there and by helping you guys realize that there's more to think about in all of this, I'm hoping that the pain and discomfort that we're going through right now and the extra time that we've got on our hands to be able to look up what's really going on rather than being distracted by the numbers and all of the other stuff they want to throw at us right now. I'm hoping that this pain, this discomfort, this annoyance of being at home and all that is a wake-up call, that we end up being stronger at the end of it, especially in here. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.